Today I'll be talking about Taylorism and the method of scientific management, and whether or not it is still useful. First, we need to know who the creator was, Frederick Taylor. Frederick Winslow Taylor was a mechanical engineer in the 1900s who was born on March 20th, 1856. Taylor was the son of a lawyer, and he was also a very smart man like his father. After passing the entrance examination for Harvard University, he was forced to abandon plans for matriculation as his eyesight had deteriorated from night study. With sight restored in 1875, he was apprenticed to learn the trades of pattern maker and machinist at the Enterprise Hydraulic Works in Philadelphia. Three years later, he went to the Midvale Steel Company, where, starting as a machine shop laborer, so pretty much he was the bottom of the bucket, and he worked his way up to becoming the chief engineer for this entire company. Overall, he developed a team who looked deeper into how management worked and how it functioned as a whole. His biggest creation was the principles of scientific management, and these principles revolved around the ideology that you optimize and simplify jobs for the workers. And the idea behind that was that productivity would greatly increase just off of those two things. And before this principle was created by him and his team, jobs mainly solely relied on one person completing that job repeatedly every day that they worked, which is not fun if you've ever done that. He also created a way of management known as Taylorism. In my own personal opinion, the answer to whether or not Taylorism is still a viable option is yes. If you've ever worked a job where you feel as if you are the only person actually working in this job, it is not fun. It makes you feel very burnt out. It makes you feel very tired, especially if you do it for a really long time. But what he wanted to create was a way for businesses to be able to split the job up among others, so it wasn't solely relying on one person. Because not only it would burn them out too. If they aren't that great at it, you'd have to find a whole nother person to work. But if you manage to have only a slight margin of error in your creations, as an example, because he was a chief engineer in a steel plant, people wouldn't get as burnt out. You'd have a greater chance at having better product, and then you could always fire the other person that wasn't doing their job right or just wasn't doing well, and you wouldn't be completely screwed in the fact that you wouldn't have a worker for that time being. Making jobs enjoyable for people is a way to increase productivity because it actually makes people want to come to work. If they are going to a job that they hate every single day, they're going to do the bare minimum to skate by on their time clock and then go home and be done for the day. So that's the main reason on why Taylorism is still a very viable option. This is also just going over about how it was split from one person into multiple just to make the job a little bit easier for the people working it. When you have multiple people working one job, again, you can get more done. You can get a lot more done faster. You could have, say, a product takes an hour to develop and create by one person. Well, that means you're only going to get one of those products every hour. And when you're in a business, especially if it's a very big business like the steel industry in 1928, you need to be able to create a lot of product fast. And splitting it up allowed, so say it takes an hour for that person to make one of the product. Say you get another person in where it takes them 30 minutes. Now, in an hour, you're making three of the product in just 1 hour rather than one. It just is a better way to make more money. It's a better way to make more money. It's a better way to make your workers actually enjoy their job and want to come to work every day and do their best to earn their money. And all these are my cites and quotations and all that. Thank you. Bye-bye.